Okay, so here becomes a little bit of a longer problem, but we'll try to make it short. Um, this arc that goes all the way around these two circles. Now, at first, if you don't see the circles, it can be a little bit hard to kind of tell where they are. But there's a circle here. That's part of circle K. And there's a circle here, which is part of circle L. So, given the circle L, and arc GK has a length of 12 pi. So 12 pi. What this means is that we are going to have to find the arc length. So that's 1/4 of the circle. So the circumference is equal to 48 pi. So the radius is just going to be 24. Now, given that we have that as 24, now we can figure out the other part. So we know that in the measure of, or not measure, arc length, we want to go arc length again, GM and MI are equal to that. So GI, so arc length, is going to be 24 pi. So that one's not so bad to figure out. But the challenge comes when we have to go to the other part. So the radius here, K, we don't know. And we have to kind of figure that out. We know that it intercepts an arc of 12 pi, and that it's a right triangle, but they are radii, so these are congruent. But it also inscribes an angle for arc GMI, so we know it's 90 degrees. So it's a right isosceles triangle. So this tells us that the radius of KI is going to be equal to, it's a 45, 45, 90 triangle. So we have to figure out what that would be. So we know that the radius of the smaller part is 24. So back in the other one, this was 24, and this is 24. So that means that the radius of circle K, or KI, is going to be part of a triangle that's a 45, 45, 90 triangle with a hypotenuse of 48. So that means the sides are going to be 24 root 2. So KI is going to equal 24 root 2. Now we need to figure out how much of the other part of the circle. Well, it's 270. So we put this together to find the measure, or the arc length, of GJI. The arc length is going to be 270 over 360 times 2 pi times the 24 root 2. So doing that will give us the arc length of the curved portion here. So the bold will have an arc length of 24 pi, and this is going to equal 36 root 2 pi, plus 36 root 2 pi. So once you get comfortable with that idea and how these angles could interact, you'll get more comfortable with those types of problems. In example 4, this is something that we've done in the homework, but now we're going to relate it to the arcs. So DE is 10, EF is 2.8, and PE is perpendicular to segment CD, and P is the circle. So we need to find the exact radius of P, which also could be PD, and the measure of arc CF. So we know that since this is a diameter, right here, this diameter, we know this angle is inscribed because it's made up of two chords. The vertex lies on the center. And now it intersects a semicircle, so we know that this has to be 90 degrees. And this is how we're going to get our similarity. If we call these radii x and x, we now have similar triangles that we can use to solve this problem. So we have the smaller one, which is DPE, right? And then the shared vertex there, the thing that we're trying to find, with a hypotenuse of 10 and a side of x. So Pythagorean theorem could get us that. The bigger right triangle is going to have a side of 2x for the hypotenuse, but now 12.8 for the side. So 10 over 2x equals 12, let's go x over 12.8. Got to make sure I line that up correctly. So we get 128 equals 2x squared, which we divide by 2. X squared equals 64, so x is going to equal 8. So we now know what that is going to be, so now it's just a matter of what is the angle CDF. Okay, so we're going to try to find that. So the cosine function will relate that. So the cosine, let's use a different color. Cosine of angle CDF is going to equal the adjacent side, so 12.8 over 16. So the measure of angle CDF equals the inverse cosine of 12.8 over 16. Doing that, we get 36.869. And so the measure of arc CF is going to be 2 times 36.869. So this gives us a final answer of 73.7 degrees. Okay, so just one more problem in this video, and then we will move on. So for this last one, given that circle P, PA equals 8, measure of angle E is 10 degrees, so it's very small, and DC is going to be 60 degrees, so that's measuring the arc right here. Find the measure of angle APB in radians. So remember, when you see radians, you should be thinking about arc length divided by the radius. Okay, so that's what we're thinking about right there. So if we can figure out the angle, then we can figure out the arc length. It's going to be a two-step process here for this problem. So the first thing we need to do is we need to set up how we're going to find the arc AB, okay, the measure of that. So what we want to do is we're going to say AB, measure of AB minus 60 divided by 2 is going to equal 10 degrees, which is the measure of angle E. So the measure of arc AB is going to be 20 plus 60, so that's 80. So that gives us that. So we now know that the measure of angle APB is 80 degrees. But we want to remember what's the arc length and then divide that by the radius 8. So if we do that, the arc length for AB is going to be 80 over 360 times 2 pi times 8. So doing that, we get the arc length to be 32 pi over 9. So now we have to divide that by 8 to find the arc length. So the arc length, the radian measure for angle APB in radians is just that divided by 8 for the radius, how many radii will fit in there. So we get 32 pi over 72, which is going to just equal 4 pi over 9. Okay. And the next video will cover that extra practice, so hopefully these have been helpful so far.